With Phil stumbling drunkenly out of his bed, appearing in his head all the things he's wanting to be said. 90 minutes of Phil to Phil, with so much time to kill. He promised chill, but all he does instead is beg and shill. Streams online and straight away begins to whine, but all is fine as long as Shaz's benign and doesn't step out of line. His content's immature for all to endure like fresh manure, but I feel sure he ran straight to feeling so insecure. The money earned from yesterday was withdrawn and long gone, as Phil's spending impulse is always had to stay on. If supports are also slow and stays so low and fails to grow, you never know, the show may turn into an easy bingo. One ticked off across the board with charge to what because the squad can't be ignored. Just how much DSP makes us feel so bored to help us fight or sleep and try to keep alert to watch a creep who play bingo, but Phil will bitch and why his sheep are also cheap. While DSP is chasing green, we're seeing green across the screen as Phil's routine predictability rivals are so machine. It's not in burp and leaning ban, it matters not if actually fun. His child can't see if powers make him feel less of a man. Takes a drink and starts his like before lunching into a big pretending there for bills when truth is there to buy a wrestling JPEG. Talks about his shitty life of college cat and fatty life and all his strife of forgetting that it's unwell and they were rife. With drama he will react but isn't act as a fact as he rehearsed to be exact in how he felt he was attacked. She's nearly over and awareness in sight with what to white despite Phil to light that tips were not white. We'll say alright it is okay and now it's time for Phil to play, but first he'll say that tips will help from being off the other day. And with those words we win again. It's never if but always when the game is won. Thanks to that we made it to the very end. Hey guys, King Jad here, and welcome to a bizarre edition of DSP Bingo for today, Monday the 30th of October 2023. Or is it? Actually, this is a DSP Bingo from the 18th of December 2021. Now, you guys may be wondering what the fuck's going on. Well, Phil's ill. Phil's not well, he's a sick little boy. More sick than usual. And as you can see here on his little fucking tweet from earlier on, like an hour ago, Phil said, "More bad news, everyone. I'm still sick. Likely more so than yesterday, as I have heavy congestion and a fever. I cannot stream in this state, so the podcast and DSP vs Internet is indefinitely postponed. I may stream Mario tonight depending, so stay tuned here." What does that mean for us? There is no live stream of DSP to use today for bingo. Now that kind of sucks because that's, that's my jam, that's what I usually fucking do. Phil had this message as well to say on his fucking community chat thing, because I don't know how much these days off being sick will set me back, because it's month end and I'm in the middle of special events. I would greatly appreciate it if you could support what you're currently watching. Super thanks on videos and tips, just check if the descriptions are a thing and would help make it so this isn't a total disaster. Thank you so much for understanding. So Phil is now taken up to begging offline. Some notorious robust offline begging there from DSP. So what does this mean for us and bingo and all that jazz? Well, I thought it'd be an interesting experiment to use an old archive stream from DSP which he has on his channel. This is a stream that Phil did on the 18th of December 2021, and I was quite curious to see how much Phil has changed in the space of almost 2 years. We were not doing bingo at this point in time. I mean, not as a live stream anyway. So yeah, I generally think it'd be an interesting experiment to see how different the card would be, and how is it going to be easier to win, or is it going to be harder to win? How much of Phil's vocabulary has changed? Because Phil wasn't saying things like curated 2 years ago. That's a pretty new one, for example. So yeah, I am definitely curious as all hell. And so yeah, we're using an old bingo and we're testing the current bingo card on Phil's content from almost 2 years ago. Keep in mind this is a week before Christmas, so a bit kind of strange to see him fucking talk about Christmas stuff all that shit, but still, I found out like an hour ago, if that Phil was not fucking doing a live stream today. I had to come up with something, and I thought, do you know what? Let's do this. Let's just fucking try this shit. Because why not? It'll be an interesting fucking experiment to see the difference in Phil between now and fucking not even 2 years ago. But yeah. So yeah, I mean, we have bingo set up and ready to go essentially. And keep in mind, hold on, give me a second. Yeah, I want to pick the card. Derbear actually fucking got in ahead of everyone else and says the bingo card. 5,367. There's your winner. Going to make football still here. So I'm going to use Derbear's suggestion. I'm going to type in the number 5367 to pick today's cards and randomise it all. The centre square is holiday because I'm cheap. 5367, hit enter. There's our card for today's bingo. So, how well do I think this is going to hold up for current day DSP? We need Phil to say interactive, and we need to talk about food. Him saying tips, him doing a wire of T-pose, and him saying friend. Then you got him saying react, his arms Phil. Phil wasn't doing react content 2 years ago. That's kind of a new thing. Although I think he was kind of on the precipice of planning it. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, him filling his arms, him saying there you go, him giving a thumbs up to the camera, and him saying engagement. The third row is Phil saying schedule, variety, holiday, him scratching the stash, and him saying hate to say. The fourth row is Phil giving a years ago story, him making a weird noise, him saying chill, him being all clown mode, and him chewing water. The fifth and final row is Phil doing scat talk, him messing with his phone, him saying detractors or trolls, him being all defence mode, and finally him saying Twitter or, well, basically X wasn't a thing back then, so Phil saying Twitter would be that square getting ticked. This, as I said, I think it's an interesting experiment. One more thing to remind everyone about. The prize fund is now up to $50 for a full house. Why is that? Our previous winner, Yigity Yig, I don't know how to say his fucking name, but it's the best I can fucking do. He said to me, when I offered him the prize, what do you want? He said to me, I want to reinvest it in the bingo. Which means the prize fund is doubled up to $50. The next person that wins a full house bingo will get a $50 prize, whether it's a fucking just money sent to you or some sort of voucher in some capacity in game. I will tell you one thing, it is quite frustrating as hell to try and buy game vouchers if you're not in the UK. If you're in America, it's like it's weird as fuck. Xbox doesn't fucking like me trying to buy American fucking game code fucking cards or whatever, gift cards, because it's weird as all hell. But I mean, I will also try and sort some. Whoever wins the prize, I will try and get something sorted out, to their liking. I mean, we'll deal with that when the situation comes, essentially. But the fact of the matter is, thanks to the previous winner, the prize pool is 50 buckaroos. And so yeah, this is going to be a weird situation where we actually have Phil's chat in real time to the stream, because it's just a wee, it's just his fucking chat aside. I can actually fucking. My mouse is over the fucking thing now, you can see my fucking mouse here, so it's part of the same page as what's on here. But I just thought I'd kind of crop in another little window so you can fucking see Phil's chat in real time. So when I pause the stream, the chat gets paused because it's a fucking chat replay, live chat replay. So, but yeah, things are going to look different, things are going to sound different from Phil's end because it was almost 2 years ago. So there we go. The usual rules still apply when it comes to Phil snorting 20 times free space. If Phil burps 10 times as a free space, if we get 100 likes on this bingo before we finish playing, that will be free space as well as you guys getting to watch and enjoy the Bubbles animation that Pixar Animations very kindly made to us all. And yeah, I think that kind of covers all things. Unknown is late to the party and says, I thought Phil wasn't streaming today. According to his Twitter, Phil is not streaming today. That is why we are using an old archive stream. A reminder, this is an old archive stream of DSP from 18th of December 2021. Because he's not live today, I thought we would take old Phil and see how current bingo would work against old Phil and his fucking nonsensical rambling. Whether it's going to be a fucking better result for us or maybe a worse result, who knows. But yeah, essentially we're not beholden to wait for Phil to fucking start anything because he's fucking gone back to bed. Because he's a weak little fucking baby who can't fucking handle the sniffles. I kind of think it's kind of funny. So Phil, someone made an interesting point on Twitter, and I don't even know if it's fucking here. Hold on. It's somebody was saying something about contingency plans. Like Phil does not have a contingency plan. When something goes wrong with Phil, there is no fucking plan B for him. There's no backup plan. He's kind of screwed essentially. You know what I mean? Because if his one plan doesn't work, he is fucked essentially and nothing else can fucking be done about it. I found out an hour ago. I found out an hour ago that Phil wasn't doing the fucking live stream, so what have I done? I came up with a backup plan. I rolled with the fucking punches, came up with a backup plan, and we're doing this instead. This fucking old ass live stream from Phil, which he had in his fucking channel still. So I mean that's the thing though, like Phil can't just fucking, he has no contingency backup plan yet, he has nothing to fucking roll back on, and there is no plan B for Phil, so I guess that's what makes him who he is. That's why he's a fucking lolcow. one more quick thing to go over before we start. I have fixed, I believe, the notifications going mental. If somebody gifts up, put it this way, if D-Dog gifts, or anyone gifts a fucking member bomb again, like yesterday's fucking show was delayed because D-Dog very kindly gifted memberships. And it meant the animation played 20 times. I have fixed that now, I believe. So if it won't play the same thing over and over again 20 times, put it that way, if it happens again. It should be fine. So yeah, so if that happens again, it won't be dealed too much. I'll play it once and I'll essential bit. Shut up, Brian, you're ruining my plan. You're still not trying to get your money. Quiet, man. You're ruining my fucking hustle. Anyway, you know what I'm saying, no. I believe I fixed it on Stream Elements, on the Stream Overlay thing. And so yeah, it should be fine in future. Just in case people are wondering, I did actually work on that after the stream yesterday, and I believe I got it all sorted now, so I think we're all good there. Anyway, as I said, bear in mind, this was 2 years ago almost. Phil did not have an intro. This was not called the Level 1 Podcast back in the day. This was just the pre-stream podcast, and there was no intro to it either. You want to see how it fucking starts? That was how he started this show. Oh god. Oh my god. Well, I mean, I think we can tick clown mode already. Keep in mind as well, if Phil is like ultra zoomed in, this is like the normal kind of view. Like if we compare it to like a normal podcast, let me pull up one of his fucking podcasts from these days. This one. So if we just go here or whatever. Shut up, Phil. So it does feel it's definitely more zoomed in, the old one. The newer one you can see more of Phil, whatever, you know what I mean? The old one though is a bit more zoomed in, you know what I mean? So when I go to this view, it looks very up close and personal. I might just stick to this view, just for the sake of it, I don't know. It's a bit strange, wasn't it? It's a bit fucking strange. But yeah, I believe though, with Phil starting a stream in such a bizarre manner, I can tick off clown mode. So
burger.
There we go. Good old clown mode ticked off. But anyway, let's just crack right into this fucking bingo. I think I will keep it on this view just for now because this one seems way too fucking close. So we're going to stick to this fucking view for now, I think. And yeah, let's see how we do a bingo.
Burger.
Morning, everyone, and welcome to the pre-stream podcast. I am Phil I am, and I am here live with you today, this lovely Saturday morning. Today is actually December 18th, 2021. I'm feeling nice and festive. I'm wearing a nice festive Bob Ross Christmas shirt, which I kept to put before I balled for you to see on the stream. How you guys doing today? Welcome. It is only 1 week till Christmas, my friends. It is only 1 week till Christmas, and I'm very excited. It's funny because the stream's only been on for 18 minutes, and I'm already starting the podcast. Usually I let it run longer than this, by at least like 10 minutes. And people are freaking out. They're like, what's going on? Why is Phil starting this so early? Because I actually am in a good mood. Like, I don't know, like, today, I woke up, I was feeling...
Jesus, man, those snorts are far more robust back in the day. That was an incredible snort. One more time. Let's fully embrace that snort.
Good mood. Like, I don't know, like, today, I woke up, I was feeling really festive about the next week coming up. I got 4 more streaming days this week. Then I got a day off on Wednesday to prepare for my Christmas holidays. And then I'm actually here for the Christmas marathon on Thursday, which I'm getting very excited for. The more I think about it, the more I think it's actually going to be a really good marathon. And then I'm here on Friday for a holiday edition of Ask the King Q&A show / podcast, whatever you want to call it, which is going to be pretty good, I feel. And, then I got Christmas, a day that I get to spend with my family and all of that. And then after that, jumping right into, ongoing playthroughs and likely new content based on what we do on Christmas. So I'm thinking about all this. I'm like, wow, this is cool. Like, I'm really excited for the next week. It's going to be a good week that's actually going to feel like refreshing and rejuvenating. Especially when I start to play some new stuff actually during the Christmas marathon of all things, okay? So, I hope you guys are pumped too. First of all, it is the last weekend before Christmas, okay? And that means that it's very, very busy. The hustle and bustle is at max.
Right, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I playing at normal speed? We can go any fucking speed we want to. I'm going 1.25. Fuck me, man. People are telling me to boost the volume for DSP. Is it max level for me? Like, I boosted it. Like, I have a button here for boosting the volume, and I did do that. This is as loud as I can go with DSP. I mean, I'm doing the best I can with him for the fucking volume, and I boosted it as far as I can.
Maximum. People are going all over the place, trying to do the last-minute preparation for their own Christmas celebrations next weekend.
Let me try this. Let me try one more thing. Let's see how this is. I mean, if this is not good enough volume-wise, I mean, there's nothing more I can do.
Whether that means last-minute shopping, travel, because yes, some people are traveling all around the world to see family and friends. Keep in mind that last year, COVID was at its height at this time. And many, many people forewent having holiday celebrations. Actually said, no, Christmas is essentially canceled this year because of COVID. And now this year, it's like Christmas plus, or Christmas to the power of 10. You know what I mean? Like, we gotta make up for the fact that we didn't have Christmas one year by now having the most insane Christmas ever. Which I don't understand, because Christmas, COVID's not gone. A lot of people are vaccinated, which is great. There's more protections against it, but COVID still exists. People are out there acting like it's not. I don't know. But I'm not going to get into politics, and it's hilarious because people say that COVID is politics when it's not, too. But you know what point I'm making here is, right now it's crazy, right? And I'm excited to be here with you the next 4 days of streaming and have some fun gaming. We're going to finish up some game playthroughs that I'm doing. In fact, probably 2 games are going to conclude in the next couple of days, which is then going to pave the way for me to have some extra time to play other games and try to get as far in them as I can to make way for the new content that will be coming in the next few weeks as we head into January, okay? So I'm very excited about that, and I hope that you guys are too. Now, before we even get into any of that, a couple quick things. Number one, thank you for being here on the pre-stream podcast. If you're here live, a lot of people are not, actually. I've seen that's actually a slow build today. I started early, and I think what it is, people get into a routine. Oh, Phil starts at around 11:15 a.m. No, actually, I started like 5 minutes ago at like 11, and now people aren't even here yet, but I see the viewer counts going up, and I think people are shocked, like, oh crap, Phil started early. You gotta be on your toes around here, alright? You can't just be like coming in all half-assed with your pants hanging down to your knees and your shirt's untucked and your hair is unbrushed, your teeth are stinky because you didn't brush your teeth. This when you're coming to my podcast, like, oh, is Phil starting? Oh, what the hell, he started already. I missed like half the podcast. You gotta be on your toes, your wits end around here, alright? So number one, welcome to those of you who are here live. Thanks for being here. Enjoy a chill podcast today. I actually have two interesting things I want to talk about. One is more reminiscing, and one is a current event story. But also to those of you watching on demand, I know people have increasingly told me that they're actually starting to enjoy the pre-stream podcast as an on-demand deal. What they like to do is play it in the background when they're doing other stuff, which actually is a great thing to do with podcasts. Do you really want to stare at this ugly mug for the hour that I gab to you every morning? No, no one wants to look at this face. I don't want to look at this face. But you play it in the background, and then you hear some entertainment.
I'm sorry, but he says, no one wants to look at his face. I don't want to look at his face. As he says that,
I don't want to look at this face.
And what does he do right after this?
But you play
he looks over there. He looks over to the fucking monitor he has, which has his face on it. As soon as he says, I don't want to see my face, he looks over to the monitor where his face is, so he can fucking see it. Because that's where Phil checks what the fucking view is like for the audience, essentially, because he has the stream going for him. Basically what's on the stream is on that monitor over there. So he's fucking pretending he doesn't fucking want to see his goddamn face when you know damn well he loves looking over there all goddamn time. Jesus Christ, man. So Game Walkthrough is asking, was this the Christmas event where Bill tried to claim he was like Arnold Schwartz? I'm not going to fucking try and pretend to say the goddamn name because I get in trouble. Yeah, I mean, I think it was this year. Not current year, but I think it was in 2021, yeah. One of his playthroughs, it may have actually been this day or something, I don't know, but it depends what he's fucking playing that day. I can't mind. But yeah, it might have been, I'm pretty sure, it does feel like it was 2021. Jesus, man. It's D-Dog is asking, did I pick the bingo card to match his stream? I picked the bingo background, if that's what you mean. I mean, it's the only Christmas-themed background I have, probably of DSP, and this is a kind of Christmas stream of his at a time. So yeah, I purposefully picked this bingo card, a bingo background picture for this. Although the card itself was picked by Derbear because he gave me a random number, I generated a number, so the actual things on the card, you know, the things to tick off, are randomised, but the bingo card background picture was all me. Because I'm a sneaky bastard like that. So there you go.
In the background. And then you hear some entertaining stuff every day, every morning. That's a good way to do it. Reminder though, a great way to help this channel would be to like the pre-stream podcast on demand on YouTube and to leave comments on the pre-stream podcast. Engagement. Engagement is key when it comes to YouTube. And thank you to those who have been doing that. I feel the more I mention this and the more I get it ingrained in the heads of people who are regulars on my channel and content, that we can actually build the channel up again. It'll be a very slow process, but that's why some people are like, why is still mentioning this? Because it's actually something that if you don't mention it all the time, you forget, because I didn't do this for the longest time. I told you for like almost 5 years, this channel was meant to be the archive. It was meant to be the backup. If you couldn't be at my live Twitch stream, you would come to DSP Gaming and watch on demand later, but it wasn't a focus, nor did I really care about it. I didn't say, hey, like the videos. I didn't say, hey, leave comments, because comments were off, right? It's very different now, because now I'm doing everything here, and if we can build this channel up to prominence, perhaps some people will discover the stuff who never did before, right? And that's what it's all about, natural growth. And, you know, what I'm trying to do, I've been talking to you guys about this the last month. It would be really great if we could hit 200,000 subscribers on DSP Gaming by my birthday, which is the first week of April. So that gives us some time. It basically gives...
Spoiler alert, he did not hit that target in that time.
This is about a little under 4 months. And the rate that I'm seeing us grow, roughly, is about 750 to maybe 1,000 new subscribers a month, which is great growth, quite frankly. Considering the fact that, again, this channel was very, very stagnant for a very long time. It's cool to see that the channel is kind of rebooted and restarted and that people are coming and subscribing and engaging the content again. So that's excellent. A few quick things before we get to the schedule, and then we get to the two big topics I want to talk about. First of all, last night, someone on the stream made a comment and said, Phil, whatever happened to your Let's Get Lit hat? Didn't you used to have a hat, you know, a few years ago that you used to wear during Christmas time, in particular during the Christmas marathon event? Is that now what happened to it? Because you know, now you're wearing hats during the streams when you hit a tips goal. Well, where is it? How is the perfect festive time to have the hat? So I was like, you know, I don't even know where it is. And I looked into my closet and I found it was on the floor. I was like, no wonder I couldn't find it. It was sitting here on the floor in the back of stuff. So I put it on yesterday. And it was funny because people liked it. But I was like, you know, something's weird about this hat. Because this hat lights up. And it actually runs on watch batteries. And I was like, this hat I haven't used in years. Like, I don't even think I used this hat last year at all. I don't think I even brought it out. I think it was sitting on the floor in my closet. Okay? So I'm like, the hat looks nice and everything. But I get the weird feeling that those batteries are kind of like half dead. In fact, I was surprised that the hat even turned on when I messed around with it. So last night, we were playing Street Fighter on my Friday Night Fights, and we happened to, near the tail end of it, we did hit the $100 tips goal. I was like, awesome. Put on the hat, turned on the lights, people thought it was neat. But I was like, man, that hat doesn't look how I remember it. So last night I went offline, I went downstairs, and I looked at my drawers. I was like, oh shit, I actually have these watch batteries. Let me replace the batteries and see what happens. Prepare your butts. Seriously, ladies and gentlemen, prepare your butts for this.
What the fuck was that? Was that a burp or a snort or what? What the fuck was that? I'm calling that a snort. It's a weird snort, but it's a snort.
Seriously, ladies and gentlemen, prepare your butts for this. You may want, if you have sunglasses, you may want to put them on. If you have like a thing that can darken your screen if you're watching the video portion of this podcast, prepare yourselves for this, okay? You think I'm building this up and I'm over-exaggerating. Wait till you see this. Are you ready for this? Okay. All right, prepare yourself. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh my God. I'm seeing it on my computer screen. I'm like, ah. Woo. So when they made the phrase lit up like a Christmas tree, I think they may have been describing this hat. This reminds me of like, oh God, the lights on the Griswold family house in the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation movie. It's so bright. It's so bright it reflects off the screen of my laptop, and it's hard to read the screen of my laptop. It's so effing bright when it's on. Okay? It's just crazy. All right. Oh shit, I'm punching my mic. See, I can't even control myself when this hat is on. It's so proud. powerful. I gotta turn it off for now. Now, if I remember correctly,
Come on, YouTube. Don't be a dick. Don't be a fucking dick now, YouTube. Come on. YouTube being a fucking wee fanny right now. Messing around with the fucking quality of shit. Let's just do 720p, see if it fucking behaves itself now. It's like in a fucking live stream, it's perfectly fucking fine for most of the day, and all of a sudden it's been a bastard.
First got this hat back in 2017, okay? So 4 years ago is when I bought this hat. And if I remember correctly, I used it during my Christmas marathon event that year, and I had it on, and if I remember, it was within like a few hours, the battery was already dying, and by the end of the stream, the hat was like completely different. It didn't look bright like that. So I think it goes through the batteries like really, really fast, okay? So the reason I'm showing you this today is for this week and this week only, okay? For 1 week only, this hat is now eligible on my streams to be worn. If we do hit that $100 tips goal on a stream, this hat is eligible, and yes, I will turn the hat on, unless people complain and say it's too distracting and they can't pay attention to the video or the game. I will turn the hat on, and it will be worn for the rest of that stream if people vote for it. Because what I'll do is I'll do a poll, Santa hat, let's get lit hat, and then I'll just pick other 2 hats at random. You know, as you know, the other hats currently available would be the fake hair hat, the cowboy hat, and the pilot hat, okay? So those are what are in the running right now for this week only. Once Christmas passes, I don't think I'm wearing the crazy Christmas hat anymore, okay? So that's one thing that's kind of cool. Now, another thing is, yesterday I dug out my festive Christmas sweaters, which have been buried in the bottom of my dresser for years. I usually only wear the festive Christmas sweaters for the Christmas marathon event that I do. But I was thinking about it, and I was like, wait a minute. Why do I do that? Because I bought these things. They weren't cheap, and I'm only wearing them like 1 day a year. Like, that's stupid, isn't it? Right? Especially now, we have again, thinking of the current state of my content, you gotta think things evolve over time. Right now, and by the way, the camera is crooked. That's way better. I think what happened, I think I hit the camera with my foot. I think I hit the tripod with my foot, and it was crooked. Okay. What happened was, this year I changed my content up, right? I made it so that now I have multi-tiered reward goals. So tier 1 is the gunner glasses, tier 2 is a hat, tier 3 is a vest. But let's be very honest here. The vests this year very much slowed down and really haven't become much of a gimmick on my stream anymore. I don't think we have anyone who is really contributing to my content and saying, oh, I want to see a vest. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's nice when you get it, but it's not an intended thing. There's no vest streak or anything like that, okay? It's more like, oh, I'm watching Phil's content, I want to support him. Oh, it's nice if we get a hat or a vest or something added. But it's not anything that anyone's going
Burger.
So, I said for this week only this coming week, okay? So that'll be 4 streaming days, and then the Christmas marathon event, and then the Christmas Eve version of Ask the King. Only during those streams. If we hit the full tips goal of $150 on any given stream, you guys will vote on the Christmas sweaters. What Christmas sweater you want to see me wear. And we got 3. We've got the Santa Merry as Fuck sweater. Silly. We've got a fire-breathing dragon sweater. And we've got a Christmas tree being decorated by a trio of cats sweater. Yes, they're all ugly. They're meant to be ugly Christmas sweaters. That's the point. Okay? So, all that festive stuff is in place for the next streaming week. Hope you guys will consider you know, contributing just in regards to supporting the content, not necessarily because you want to see the Christmas stuff, but hey, it's kind of like the icing on the cake to have festive Christmas stuff on the streams, right? Now, let's quickly go through the schedule so you guys know what to expect for the next few days. And then I want to get to the 2 things I want to talk about particularly on today's podcast. Actually, why I started early today.
Come on, YouTube, stop being a fan.
I wanted to do a segment about a little bit of reminiscing on today's podcast, okay? All right, so today's main gameplay stream here is the Halo Infinite campaign continuing on. We are in the Spire, which is one of the major story missions of the game. We're nearing the end of the Spire, so we're probably going to beat that pretty quickly, and then we're going to head into the final open world area of the game. If you've been following the content and you're following the playthrough, you'll know this game has a lot of stuff to do in these open areas, whether it's a base takeover, a rare VIP enemy boss to kill, finding the collectibles hidden throughout the areas, destroying propaganda towers, and the more that you do the side content, the more you unlock in the game. I'm trying to unlock the Wasp. Apparently people are saying once you've unlocked the Wasp, by the way, good morning, Darkness, how you doing? Once you've unlocked the Wasp, the game's basically easy now. Because the Wasp is the very maneuverable aerial vehicle, and Master Chief can basically fly through the entire map and grab all the collectibles easily and do all the shit you want to do without having to worry about traversing. You know, you don't have to climb anymore and stuff like that. So, I'm working towards that. We're almost there. I think I needed like 200-300 more Valor to do it. So, My goal today, beat the Spire, go to the final open world area, do some open world content, unlock the Wasp, and maybe do some exploration. I doubt I'm beating the game today because we still have the entirety of the open final area to do story stuff in, unlock the final area, and then do the finale of the game. I don't think we're doing that in 3 hours. How are we beating the Spire plus doing all that in 3 hours? Which is weird, of course.
Oh, hold on. He scratched the staff.
Burger.
5 in a row. That's concerning.
That's our first bingo of the game. We're doing quite well, I think, and yeah, this actually has a good chance. I genuinely thought it was going to be an interesting experiment to see how close we could get to a full house using Phil from 2 years ago almost. And really, a lot of these things has happened as expected. You know, we've got, you know, he called people his friends. He said engagement. Engagement was key. He fucking mentioned chill. Made weird noises. He's also on top of his schedules. Not shit. Yeah, and of course tips. Bear in mind, this was a time before gifted memberships were a thing on YouTube. Oh god, Meester is asking, was Derek around back then? Derek's been around, Phil, for the last 8 years or so. Derek was a minor when he first started watching DSP. And notoriously, Derek stole his mother's credit card to contribute money towards Phil, and then got in trouble from his mum about that. So yeah, that's quite a notorious situation involving Derek. And obviously, that's the tip of the fucking iceberg. That is not the most embarrassing thing that's happened to Derek, and that's quite an embarrassing thing. Finding those fucking playlists, you know, on YouTube, and seeing what he's fucking into nowadays. Yeah.
Because here we go again, folks. People said that the campaign of Halo Infinite was only 15 hours long. I say only. For a first-person shooter, that's incredibly long, by the way. I'm 12 hours in. In fact, just to confirm, yeah, I'm 12 videos, so it's 12 hours in to the campaign of Halo Infinite. So it's not like, you know, we're now a good chunk in, we got a ways to go. By all regards, I should be at the end of the game, but I don't seem to be. Now, here's the deal. I'm an interactive streamer. As you guys know, the content I make is very different from someone who just sits there focusing on it or whatever, or a reviewer who's just reviewing the game offline and then puts out a review and says, oh, I beat it in 15 hours. My playthroughs likely are incredibly different from when you play the game, right? We got constant conversation. I'm shouting out your contributions, updating leaderboards, etc. Oh, by the way, I'm dying and failing, which I did a lot in this playthrough if you take a look. Especially some of these VIP targets hit my ass. So, that's why it's probably taking me longer. So while some people are saying the game's 15 hours long, I'm going to estimate we're probably going to need today and then probably one more stream to beat Halo Infinite. That's my guess, okay? I could be wrong, but that's what I'm guessing. So with that being said, I'm excited for today's stream. I want to see what happens in the finale of the Spire stage, head to the new open world area, and just relax and chill with you guys and play the game for what it is. And going from there. The guys, I'm going to say this right now. Shut up in the stream chat with fucking politics and COVID vaccination stuff. It's nothing to do with what I'm talking about on the stream. You're derailing the stream. You got people here who want to chill with me. They're talking about Halo, and you got people arguing about COVID vaccinations. Shut the fuck up. All right? Not the time for that. Stop derailing my content, or I'm just going to time you all out. I'm trying to have a fucking fun stream with you guys, and I don't want to hear you people arguing about politics and shit. Just shut up. Okay? Definitely not the place for it.
I mean, Phil was the one that brought up initially. Phil did bring up COVID before it's a fucking topic of conversation. And so yeah, he's all got some sort of fucking blame. Also, he just chewed water.
Burger.
There we go.
5 in a row. That's concerning.
So this is a strong card. We are 5, 6, 7, we're 9 away from a full house already.
Okay, now let's continue. So that's today's main gameplay stream, okay? Later tonight, the late stream is the King of Fighters 15 beta. This is actually the second beta, okay? The second, by the way, someone's arguing with me, so now you can get timed out, and if you say anything again, you're out of here, you fucking idiot. I mean, seriously. Yeah, argue with the fucking person controlling the stream. You're a genius. Okay, tonight is the King of Fighters 15 beta, Wave 2. And what that means is, it's the beta that we played about a month ago with new characters, okay? This time, I think that's Terry Bo.
For fuck's sake, YouTube. Seriously? Seriously, YouTube?
Bogard from the Fatal Fury series. It's got a few characters that are returning from previous King of Fighters games, and I think there's a new character or two in there, too. Okay?
Okay, oh man, do I need to lower the quality again or some push, or do I need, you know, hold on, let me do an experiment. Let me just keep it at normal speed for now and see if it fucking plays smoothly. I feel like sometimes when I fucking speed up Phil, it fucking breaks YouTube.
So there you go. And I'm excited to see how that turns out tonight. Now that is on the PlayStation, so immediately some people might be like, oh, Phil's, you know.
I don't think it's got anything to do with the fucking speed of the fucking video. I think it's just fucking YouTube being dumb as all hell. Why is this being so problematic? I don't understand that. Let's do that. Let's do a combination of things. Let's fucking make the quality. Let's lower the quality just to see. Let's go to 480p. We don't need to fucking worry about listening. Phil looking all. It's a crappy webcam he's got anyway. He's not if he's fucking in HD anyway. So fuck it. Yeah, let's just go 1.25. Let's go 480 and let's fucking have his shit play as smoothly as possible, so we can try and get a fucking full house and enjoy it. Play, you bastard. Didn't you fucking refresh it? It's not live stream, so sure we can just...
Using his new joystick? No, you can't use the new joystick on his PlayStation. This new joystick is Xbox only, and I believe that this beta is only on PlayStation. So we're using the Hori Real Arcade Pro 4, the stick that I've been using for like 6+ years, and we'll see how it goes tonight. Last time around, when I played the King of Fighters 15 beta, I had a ton of fun. I did. Now, what I want to say thus is, people constantly are asking me if I would play other fighting games other than Street Fighter, right? Every Friday night I play old school Street Fighter, and some people absolutely love it, and they come by and they support the stream every week. And
so for some people that might be new to DSP universe, Phil Burnell every single Friday night stream used to fucking keep playing Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2 Super Turbo is one of Phil's favourite ever games because it's the one game he was very good at. It wasn't amazing at the game, but he was quite solid at the game, you know. I know it's fun to fucking make fun of him for fucking playing games bad and all shit, but even his fucking fellow tournament, FGC peers back in the fucking day acknowledged Phil's ability in Street Fighter 2 Super Turbo. So Phil would fucking play this game every single Friday. Every single Friday night, he'd fucking keep playing Street Fighter 2 and go back to it time and time again. He could have been playing in other games, but he just could not help himself but fucking keep that fucking nostalgia kick going, playing the one fucking game he was ever fucking relevant at, he was ever fucking half decent at, because he just could not fucking escape from the fucking past and live off the former glories of achieving 4 for evil one time. Pretty much caused everyone else fucking abandoned the fucking thing. And yeah, Mister, you're right, is it true I recall the FGC being unimpressed by that tournament placement? I mean, you gotta keep in mind, a lot of people boycotted the tournament. Like, you've still got to beat who's in front of you, and Phil Burnell did exactly that. Phil Burnell got 4th place, and yes, you can say that some people boycotted the tournament because they weren't very impressed with the whole setup, not shit. But the fact of the matter is, you can only beat who's in front of you, and that is what Phil did, to an extent, before he lost to kind of mind to beat my end. But yeah, Phil ended up coming 4th. But that's bad. That is the one thing he's got to hang his hat on. That is his one big achievement in fucking gaming, essentially. That's his big. That's his magnum opus. That's his crowning glory. That is that. Yeah, the Al Bundy 4 touchdowns in one game scenario. Yeah, exactly, Warren. Because you cannot think of anything which can compare to that, really, can you? There's nothing you can do. So you could compare that to. From Phil's fucking gameplay since then, there's nothing. It's like, that was his one big achievement. And he made a big song. So Phil called himself a #1 ranked American. And apparently Phil claims he did that just to piss off people, but he usually pissed off people anyway. So all he did was fucking further piss off people more than usual. Yeah, it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. Fact of the matter is, Phil thought he was hot as shit and he wasn't.
And there's some people who come by and all they want to do is complain. Phil, why are you still playing old school Street Fighter? Phil, there's so many other fighting games out there you could be playing. Phil, this game's dead. Phil, play something else. Phil! Phil! Okay, so I'm giving King of Fighters a shot for 2 major reasons. Number 1, it's the latest hot fighting game that everyone's talking about. It's actually going to be coming out in February, so it's the next one. And number 2, I actually have history with King of Fighters. Okay, I actually have history. I grew up playing those in arcades along with Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct. King of Fighters was a franchise I actually played in physical arcades back in the day, and I really liked it until American arcades basically stopped carrying the games around the year 1998, 1999. For some odd reason, they just stopped getting the latest installments, and they couldn't play them in American arcades anymore. I couldn't find it anywhere. So later on, I started playing them on PC, emulated, because you couldn't even get them on console. You had to import them. They didn't have an import console to play them and shit. Very complicated. And so, I really liked the King of Fighters series, but I basically fell off from playing it as it became more and more scarce and unavailable to play in the States, okay? So, I played the beta of King of Fighters 15 per your request. Like, people were coming out saying, will you play the beta? Please play the beta. I liked it. I did really well. I was kicking ass the last beta. Surprisingly, because I haven't played this franchise in so long regularly, I'm like, man, I'm actually kicking butt. But then, sadly, people didn't really support the stream. The stream was incredibly slow for any kind of support. And after the fact, I kind of expressed my disappointment to the viewing audience. It was like, this kind of sucks because you guys tell me all the time, please play other fighting games. So I went out of my way to play this one, and no one supported it. And then all of a sudden, within like 3 days, people were coming to the streams like, so sorry, we watched on demand, we weren't able to come to the stream. Here you go, and they would contribute. And I was like, oh, that makes me feel a little better about it. It does, because it's like, okay, people did want to see it. It's just that the timing of the beta is kind of weird. It's true, the betas are short for this thing. They're only like 2 days. They start like some midday Friday, and they end on like Monday morning. So you only have like 2.5 days to try to make arrangements to play this beta. And listen, we'll see what happens tonight. Definitely tonight will be interesting. Like Terry Bogard, I've played with since Fatal Fury. So it'll be very exciting to see what they've done with that character. But a lot of these other characters in it tonight, I don't even know who the frick they are. So they're going to mess around. I might lose a lot tonight, not knowing what the hell's going on in the game. Or who knows? Seriously, who knows? Because last time I thought I was going to get bodied constantly, and I won constantly. Okay? By the way, guys, I got to blow my nose. You ever notice I'm rubbing my nose? It's bothering me. I feel like I got to sneeze. So you can bear with me while I just grab the tissue. Oh, there's no tissues in here. Ah, shit. All right, hold on. I need to go get a tissue from...
Use the polish tissues.
The bedroom.
Hold on.
All right, hold on. I need to go... Get a tissue.
I thought he had something in his fucking arm there. It's just his elbow looking all weird as fuck. Even back then, his arms are fucking weird looking.
From outside of the bedroom.
I'm gonna get a tissue from outside of the bedroom here. What a bizarre way to fucking word that. Just say BRB, grab a tissue.
Tissues.
And he waves in front of the fucking camera. See guys, I went for tissues. Here's the evidence.
Tissues are important, especially when you have sinus problems like me. You always need to have tissues on call. I'm proud of it. Yeah. Yuck. Oh.
This one's for all my baby girls.
Okay. Yeah, that's better. That's much better. Now I don't feel like I'm going to start sneezing repeatedly out of nowhere. Okay, so tonight, King of Fighters 15 Beta Wave 2 on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. I surely hope you guys will come by and support it too. You know, this is basically a test. These betas are a test for me. If I play a different fighting game franchise that other than Street Fighter, will people come support it? I hope so, because I'm actually liking King of Fighters so far, and I'm excited to try to play it in February if people will support it. So let's see how tonight's stream goes, okay? All right. Tomorrow, it's the conclusion, yes, the conclusion of GTA Vice City Definitive Edition. And you might say, wait, what? The conclusion? But Phil, you haven't even played the game for like 20 hours yet. You know, you go through my playthrough videos here. And if you go back to San Andreas, which we played for like a month, like San Andreas was played over the entire month of November, okay? And if I remember correctly, it was almost 30 parts, or it was 30 parts. I'm trying to find it right now. 33 parts, right? So that was a good, you know, over 33 hours, because some of those videos are longer than an hour, actually. But you're not even at 20 hours of Vice City yet.
Fuck off, YouTube. Why must YouTube be a dick to me today? Don't know why.
And you're telling me that you're going to beat it? Well, yeah. Vice City is a much shorter game than San Andreas is. In fact, a lot of people don't realize this. The GTA 3 and Vice City were not exactly lengthy games. It wasn't until San Andreas that they started adding so many different kinds of like content to the game. And if you actually look at the story of San Andreas, how it goes everywhere. At one point, you're doing stuff for the people back home on Grove Street. Next thing you know, you're in a different part of the map doing random missions that don't really make any sense. You're in the country, all of a sudden you're burning fields of pot, but then you're up here taking over a mansion from a rapper, but then later in the game, you're trying to take the mansion back because you realize the person you were helping earlier in the game was an asshole. It's kind of a very odd plot and pacing in San Andreas, but it basically is a very long game. You don't realize how long the game is because of the way it's laid out. Vice City is kind of the opposite. When most people think of Vice City, they remember it being longer than it actually is. But that's because in the middle of the game, there's a grind segment where you have to buy businesses and do all this minigame side content, and it extends the length of everyone's playthrough to the point where you forget that really the main plot of Vice City isn't very lengthy, okay? So what do we have left in Vice City? Love Fist missions and the biker missions that come after those. If I want to do the vigilante missions, which I haven't even dabbled in yet, but maybe...
Tell you what, if you're doing vigilante missions in GTA Vice City, use a tank. Using a tank is the best way to do vigilante in these GTA games. You cannot fucking lose in a goddamn fucking tank.
Maybe I can give it a try and see how it works. I don't actually remember, excuse me, if there's...
For fuck's sake, I mean, YouTube's pissing me the fuck off. I need to refresh this. Let me just refresh the fucking thing.
Okay. So what do we have left in Vice
Oh,
City?
so, shut up for a second. Let's just make sure the audio's boosted. Let's fucking wind it a bit as well. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully it'll fucking play smoother now, because that was just pissing me the fuck off.
Businesses and do all this minigame side content, and it extends the length of everyone's playthrough to the point where you forget that really the main plot of Vice City isn't very lengthy. Okay? So what do we have left in Vice City? Love Fist missions, and the biker missions that come after those. The, oh, if I want to do the vigilante missions, which I haven't even dabbled in yet, but maybe I could give it a try and see how it works. I don't actually remember, excuse me, if there's any final assassination missions. We already did the one at the airport, and I can't...
Is this 1.25, or is it... This is a partly 1.25. I'm calling fucking doubt and President X out that. No, that was never 1.25. This should be 1.25.
Remember if that's the last one or if there's another one after that that comes randomly on the phone. We'll have to see. And then the finale of the story, which is a few missions. There's like 2-3 missions left to end the game. So obviously I want to do all of that content and see how it works. So let's see what happens tomorrow during the game stream, and likely it's the end of the game. Like I really don't foresee all that taking me longer than 3 hours. Especially because, like I said, the vigilante missions are optional. So I don't think it's going to... I think we're going to end Vice City tomorrow, which is fine. We've been playing it since early December, right? We finished San Andreas late November, early December. Now here we are, almost 3 weeks into December. Time to end a playthrough and move on to the final one, GTA 3, right? Awesome. Okay, and then tomorrow night, the late stream will be Halo Infinite multiplayer, which I'm actually very excited to play because, as I told you guys last week, I was very disappointed I didn't get to play it enough. I only played it once last week, and I told you, if I played multiplayer in a game once a week, especially a current competitive game like this that people are playing non-stop, it's not enough to hang. It's just not. And they just tweaked the lobbies this week. They tweaked them so that now you actually can play the game mode you want to play. Okay, which is excellent. I want to play Slayer. Give me Slayer. I want to play Oddball. Cool, let's play Oddball. I think they added Fiesta mode as an actual playlist now that you can play non-stop. Fiesta mode, for those who don't remember, a few weeks ago I was playing this. Random loadouts. You should start with randomized weapons, which is neat. It's actually cool because it's random stuff. You get to learn the other weapons that normally you wouldn't be able to grab or whatever on the map. So, I'm excited. I'm excited for that tomorrow night. Now, Monday and Tuesday are up in the air, and here's why I say that. If by some random luck I beat Halo Infinite's campaign today, then Monday I'm going to be doing a major stream of Lost Judgment. Okay? If we don't beat the Halo Infinite campaign today, we need one more stream, as I suspect we will, then Monday's main gameplay stream will be the Halo Infinite campaign conclusion, and then the late stream on Monday will be Lost Judgment. Okay? Now, if that is the case, okay, then Tuesday, I'm going to be doing Lost Judgment as the main gameplay stream, and Tuesday night will be more Halo Infinite multiplayer. But, if the main gameplay stream on Monday was Lost Judgment, then the main gameplay stream on Tuesday will be the premiere of Grand Theft Auto 3, and the late stream on Tuesday will probably be Halo Infinite. Sorry, I had a tickle in my throat. Oh, excuse me. So, I wish I could promise you, oh, I'm doing this and this on Monday, Tuesday. I don't know yet. It all depends on how this gameplay stream goes. And how this goes will actually determine what happens Monday, Tuesday. So, I'll let you know after today's stream, essentially. When we get to the end of today's gameplay stream, I will let you know what's happening for Monday, Tuesday.
So, I feel like people are confused because I'm still doing bingo. And, like, I feel like I need to add something, okay? Let me just add a random fucking text box letting people know what's fucking happening. If they tune into the fucking stream, they can see it's an old fucking stream. This is not a live stream from DSP. That means what I'm doing right now is a live stream, definitely. But Phil, we're reacting to old Phil content. So let me just fucking come up with some random text box here, you know. So, Phil cancelled today. This stream from December 18th, 2021. Fuck it, that'll do. So there we go. A little bit of fucking random gibberish fucking text. So fucking what's the... hold on, two seconds. And I'll just fucking make that smaller. Blah 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 blah. Just there we go. Hold on, give me a second here. I'll just fucking do this on the fly. There we go. That'll do. Fuck it, that'll do. Actually, I might just put down I'll be fine fucking there. I'll be fine fucking there. So there we go. Bill cancelled today. This stream is from December 18th, 2021. So anyone fucking asks questions, anyone gets fucking confused, like just fucking look up and go, oh yeah, there you go. Just there we go. Because I feel like too many people are getting confused about Phil's. Like, he is not doing a live stream today. So now there we go. Information for people who need fucking information.
Go from there, okay? All right. Outside of that, before we get to the topics and stories I want to talk about today, the only other thing is a reminder. Right now is your opportunity to vote on the games you want to see me play during the Christmas Marathon event that likely will translate into future playthroughs for the month of January. And just to give you some perspective, the games you guys are currently voting on are as follows. How do you vote? Go to my main DSP Gaming page, go to the community tab, and on that tab, the poll is there live and you can vote. So, here are the options. Portal 2, Death by Daylight, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, Shantae the Half-Genie Hero, and...
Spoiler alert, Skyrim won, and he played that fucking game for like half a fucking year. That Skyrim playthrough lasted like 6 fucking months. It started this Christmas, this fucking 2021, and he fucking played that shit forever, man.
Resident Evil 4. Currently, there's 1,000... I can't read it. 1,900 votes. That is crazy good. Thank you guys for actually voting on that. Like, it's crazy that I get that kind of engagement on DSP Gaming when I thought the channel was dead. And I put up a poll within 24 hours and almost 2,000 people who voted and growing. So, currently, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim and Resident Evil 4 are the games in the lead. And if that stays for the rest of the week, then yes, I will be playing those games on Christmas while drinking, which is interesting. And yesterday on the pre-stream, I looked into it. Resident Evil 4 is only $8. Cool. Skyrim's free. And this is the special edition available on Xbox Series X via Game Pass. But if you spend $15, you can unlock the special anniversary edition that literally was just released like 2-3 weeks ago for the 10th anniversary of Skyrim. And if you buy that edition, apparently not only does it have new features and tweaks like the ability to fish and stuff, but I guess they added in an entire new quest line. I wouldn't know. I would not know because I wasn't following the news. I had no idea that you guys wanted to see me play Skyrim again like this. I didn't. It baffles me because I was telling you guys all along. People have been asking me like for the past 1 to 2 years, Phil, are you going to play Skyrim again? We'd love to see you play Skyrim. It's the 10th anniversary of Skyrim now. You never played it after the first run in 2011. You literally never played the game ever again. Why is that? And the answer is because I did a completionist run in 2011. That was one of the few games at that time I absolutely positively took my time with it. I didn't rush through it. I wasn't in a hurry to finish it and get the playthrough up on YouTube. Instead, I was playing it at my own pace every single day, doing every piece of side content. And I really enjoyed it. It actually took me over a month to complete the game, which never happened back then. Back then, I would beat a game within a week. No matter what game it was, I'd beat it within a week. This was a rare case where I took my time with the game and took like a month to beat it. Okay? So that being said, I told everyone, listen, I will replay Skyrim, but I will replay it when we get more concrete information about the Elder Scrolls 6. Like, for example, if next year Bethesda comes out and says, Elder Scrolls 6 coming in 2024, and here's the timeline of what to expect, and here's information about the game, then likely what I would do is building up to the release of Elder Scrolls 6, I would do a full-length, completionist-style run playthrough, much like I just did over the course of this last summer with Fallout New Vegas. I would do the same thing with Skyrim. Okay? Everyone seemed to be okay with that. I didn't really see anyone who had issue with that or argued with me about that. But now all of a sudden, here we are. It's time for Christmas. What games do you guys want to see for the Christmas Marathon? Skyrim is nominated as one of the games. I'm like, wow. And now you guys are voting for Skyrim. So if anything, what this is telling me is that you guys wanted to see Skyrim all along. And basically, I was giving you justification of a reason not to play it, but you don't care. You want to see it. Okay? Now, here's the deal. There's no way that I can play Skyrim in its entirety in the next month. It's too long of a game. It has insane amounts of side content, insane amounts of exploration to do, side dungeons that are completely optional, dragon hunts, guilds that take days to just do. And on top of all of that, this version apparently has new stuff in it. I don't even know what it is. Apparently runs at full 60 frames on the Xbox Series X, has tons of great graphical updates and things since the original 10 years ago. So I'm excited for this, obviously. I am. I'm excited for this. But I need you guys to understand, if we start playing this game on Christmas, which it seems like it's going to be voted in unless the entire voting flips this week, this is a game that I'm going to play at my own pace. Likely it's going to be played at the pace of, say, Fallout New Vegas was. But here's the thing. We all know that there is a giant amount of new game releases coming in February, right? We've got Sifu. We've got Dying Light 2. We've got Horizon Forbidden West. We've got the King of Fighters 15. And we've got Elden Ring. All within February. And that's just what's coming to mind. There's more than that. But that's just what's popping into my mind right now. Okay? So that being said, what I will do, we'll start with Skyrim on Christmas, which will be hilarious to see me start the playthrough again while I'm drinking, okay? And then, you know, as I told you guys, what we're going to be doing is starting up with GTA 3. That'll be one of my main game playthroughs. And I'll probably balance that with Skyrim and with the other game from the Christmas Marathon that you guys are currently having the lead, Resident Evil 4. All right? I'll probably do full playthroughs of both Skyrim and Resident Evil 4. So it'll be a balance between those and GTA 3. Now, GTA 3 is short. It's actually shorter than Vice City. And from what people told me, GTA 3 was made very easy in this Definitive Edition trilogy. So it'll be a good way to send off the original GTA trilogy of games, but I don't foresee it being a playthrough that's going to be, you know, 3 weeks long. It's probably maybe 2 weeks tops. But so this will be interesting to balance all these games. I think this is a good way to spend January, because outside of that, we didn't really have concrete plans for January at all. And having a good amount of games to balance at this time, I think, would be a good thing. A lot of people love survival horror. I haven't played Resident Evil 4 since 2014, so that's, you know, a good 8 years in the making to play this one again. It's good stuff. I think this will be good. Now, there's other content that could happen as well. For example, we're very much nearing the end of Lost Judgment. If I make a big push to finish Lost Judgment like I want to, I will likely beat it within the next 1 to 2 weeks, and that means that's tons of free time freed up. Because then the night streams literally would just be Halo Infinite multiplayer. So now we could even start up some other downtime playthroughs that you guys have wanted. For example, Condemned Criminal Origins. For example, Serious Sam 4. You know what I'm saying? So this could be really good. This could be a good balance of fun variety of stuff for January that I wasn't even thinking of. And now we can do it. In addition to all of that stuff, I got to do my year-end series. There's going to be a major stream where I'm doing the most disappointing games of 2021 and the best games of 2021 countdown. So there's a lot of good stuff coming up in the next few weeks, guys, okay? So I hope you guys will join me for the fun. Now, last but not least, guys, if you like my content today, please support the stream. I appreciate all your support. I don't really know about hitting this members goal this month. At one point, I was very optimistic. We were at 334. That's the highest we ever had on the channel. Then all of a sudden, the momentum was completely stopped, and we went down a bunch because people didn't renew their memberships. And now we're at like the teens, 300 and teens, and we can't seem to break it again. Maybe we'll see a surging of memberships this week because of Christmas week. Or not. I don't know. Obviously, I would love to do the retrospective marathon event with all of you in January. If we
Reminder to everyone, getting memberships were not a thing at this point in time. Gifted memberships were not implemented on YouTube until 2022, like halfway, or, you know, I don't know if it's like March or something, April or 2022. Yeah, gifted memberships were not a thing until the following year. And also, Phil had these fucking bizarre things where if you hit the members goal, people could fucking vote and nominate for something for Phil to react to. You know, oh, these times were different back then. Yeah. For people that are newer, this is a different animal you're looking at. You know, he had different ways to fucking beg and fleece people and guilt trip them into, you know, becoming members. So I guess we're not doing this. I was looking forward to doing this goal as well. I was looking forward to doing this event, but I guess nobody wants to fucking be a member. I thought you guys wanted this. I thought this is what you were after. I thought you guys liked this and wanted this, but I guess nobody wants to fucking see it happen. This is the sort of guilt tripping that used to happen back then.
Hit the goal, but I'm not budging on the goal. The goal is the goal. We're trying to create natural growth here on DSP Gaming. And I've already explained to you the many benefits of being a member, and over 300 people agree the benefits are good. So, obviously, there's a reason to become a member. If I can't convince you, then I'm sorry. I don't know what else to do at this point. Might have to go back to the drawing board. If I failed, I guess I failed this month to provide good incentive for you to become a member, which sucks. I felt like I gave you quality reasons to become a member, but if I didn't, I apologize. And I guess I'll just have to go back to the drawing board in January. But please consider becoming a channel member. It would be great if we could have a rallying for the last 1.5 to 2 weeks of this month and see if we can hit this by the end of December. But at this point, it's kind of hard to be positive about it. It's a big uphill climb. Let's put it that way. Okay? Okay. Last but not least, if you contribute today, I'll give you a shout out. As you guys know, everything helps the channel, whether it's a membership, a super chat, a super sticker, or a tip. But because tips help the channel a little more, being that less of a cut is taken out of a tip that I get more of a tip than any other contribution, and I get tips right away. They help me pay bills. There's rewards in effect for tips. Raise $50 in tips, put on my Gunner glasses. Raise $100 in tips, pick a hat. The Let's Get Lit hat is now eligible, but we'll also have the Santa hat as well as 1 or 2 other hats that I'll put into the running. Hey, raise $150 in tips, which is the maximum goal for the stream. Christmas sweaters are now in effect. You can vote on a Christmas sweater for me to wear for that stream, or a vest. I'll probably put a vest into the running too, okay? So, thank you in advance to anyone who contributes to my streams. 2 topics to talk about today. First topic is a new current event going on right now. If you haven't heard or haven't been paying attention, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, in the last 1 to 2 weeks, there's been a giant discussion about NFTs becoming part of modern gaming. I don't know where it came from, because, like, no one was talking about this. Then all of a sudden, Peter Molyneux announces his new game will be all about NFTs, and he'll sell NFTs. You'll buy real estate in the game and be able to sell NFTs in the game and turn the game experience into a commerce, money-making venture for yourself. And he opened up his game to have real estate sold, even though the game's not even out and no one even knows what it's going to be. He opens up the game to pre-buying of land, and someone bought a plot of land for $900,000. Huh? What? Ubisoft announces that their insanely failed Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint game from 2 years ago will now have NFTs in it, starting with a line of like a helmet and armor that you can only earn if you've played the game for 600 hours over the last 2 years, and even then you don't just earn it, then you have to do criteria to get it, and people got it in the game and posted it up for sale online for anywhere from $600 to $3,000, but the highest available bid for is $20. Now, in addition to all of that, Stalker 2, the sequel to a game that came out like 10 years ago, kind of a cult classic hit, announced they were going to do NFTs in their game. Immediately, there was a monstrous backlash against the company, saying, why are you putting NFTs in this game that we've been waiting for over a decade? Like, you're already finding ways to fucking nickel and dime us when we just want the game. And there was such backlash that the game developers came out and said, okay, we screwed up, we apologize, just forget we ever said anything, there's not going to be NFTs in the game. Okay? So, what is an NFT? In a nutshell, it is basically you own digital rights to something on the internet that you only own the rights to, period. No one else can use it. For example, let's say you're playing Mario Kart and you buy an NFT for a special cart. You're the only person on the internet who has the legal right to use that cart in the game, period. No one else can ever use that cart. It's just yours. Do you see? This is why people think that NFTs in the future will be very valuable, because if you own something unique in a game, you're the only person who can use it. It has intrinsic value. Now, currently, NFTs seem to only be planned to be like cosmetics. The cosmetics right now in Ghost Recon Breakpoint, it's just like a helmet. It doesn't do anything. It just looks different. Okay? But there's a lot of speculation that NFTs could completely change the way that video games work in the future if everything becomes a nickel and diming transaction. You buy Dark Souls, and you can play the base Dark Souls, but if you spend money on an NFT, you can get a godlike sword, and now you're going through the game with a unique playthrough experience because you're the only person who has that unique sword and its abilities. You see? Interesting. Now, the reason I bring this up is because this week, there was an emergency meeting at Ubisoft because it seemed there was monstrous and negative backlash against Ubisoft when they announced they were putting the NFTs into Ghost Recon Breakpoint. So, Yves Guillemot, the CEO of Ubisoft, we've seen him at E3 before, okay, did an emergency meeting with people in power at Ubisoft because it seemed like there was dissension among the ranks. People who were head game developers at Ubisoft were like, we don't understand how NFTs are going to benefit our product besides a way to just basically milk money out of the customer, and we don't want to waste time and resources developing and supporting NFTs if it doesn't actually add to the game experience we're trying to develop and create. We want something that's going to have a benefit, and it just seems like you're just trying to make more money. Now, Yves Guillemot, the CEO of Ubisoft, holds an emergency press conference. And it's hilarious because people are saying he didn't even do this 2 years ago when the sexual abuse scandal broke in Ubisoft. He didn't hold an emergency conference event like this. He didn't think that was important enough. But this, NFTs, is very important because it could make money for Ubisoft, so they definitely have to have an emergency meeting about this. So they have this emergency meeting, and basically, he basically says the following, in a nutshell. I'm just going to summarize it, paraphrase. NFTs today are exactly the same as loot boxes years ago. Back in the day, 4 or 5 years ago, when everyone was starting to use the loot box system of making money in games, everyone had issue with it. Everyone complained about it. Everyone said this is terrible for the industry. But now look at the industry. All the games are using them, and it's a giant profitable source of income for everyone, right? So think of NFTs as loot boxes, because now there's backlash, but it'll all go away. We're eventually going to adopt them in all our games. It's going to be great. I'm not kidding. I'm not making this up. This is what he said in the event. His employees were actually voicing to him their very vocal concerns about NFTs possibly ruining the games they were developing. And the CEO of the company said to them, oh, don't worry about it. It's just like loot boxes. He literally ignored them. He ignored their concerns and said, I don't care. It's a way for us to make money, so deal with it. That's literally what he said in this event. Wow. Seriously. Wow. That's something else. And Golden Cold says no one ever accepted loot boxes. They just kept them and fucking us over with them. If you actually want good skins in the game, you have to play. You have to play, I think, or you have to pay. I mean, right. The thing is, did gamers and the gaming industry as a whole, did we collectively just say, okay, after complaining about loot boxes for 2 or 3 years, we now see the value in them, and now we accept them into the fold of gaming goodness, and now they're... No. We begrudgingly said, well, it looks like these companies are never going to get rid of them, despite the fact we've been incredibly vocal for years, and said we don't want them, they're terrible, stop this crap. Right? They did it anyway. So we basically begrudgingly just said, all right, I guess they're going to be there. Be careful, don't be stupid and spend an insane amount of money on dumbass loot boxes, right? Like they want you to do, but there's nothing you can do about it. So now, essentially, Eves wants us to treat NFTs exactly the same way. Okay, that's not a good thing, Eves, Mr. Brilliant CEO of Ubisoft. You sound like a dunce. Do you not understand? Do you know when your entire community is telling you something, you should listen. Your own employees are telling you this doesn't sound good. And then you do nothing. You dismiss their concerns to say, well, it makes us money. Anyway, guys, I guess we'll see what ends up happening in the future with these NFTs. I feel like we're just at the very tippity tip of the iceberg. Okay. All right. Anyway, my friends, one thing that I want to talk about today, and now, sadly, I've kind of almost run out of time. I didn't realize that I'd gone this long on the podcast. So I may not even have opportunity to talk as long today as I wanted to talk about this topic. But I will do my best, and maybe we have to break this up and talk about this on future podcasts. So, ladies and gentlemen, I get asked this question all the time. Phil, what is it that inspired you to be a content creator? Because you've been doing this for a very long time. 13 years you've been a content creator on the internet, starting on YouTube way back when. You're one of the most prolific content creators on the internet, and you've been through hell and back, yet you're still here, right? Well, just curious, what kind of inspired you to be a content creator to begin with? Did you have any content creators you watched and or, followed or were interested in back in the day? And I always answer the same thing. I say, yeah, there were 2 content creators back in the day, and we're talking like the years 2006 through like 2008, essentially, that I was heavily inspired by and or influenced by, okay? The Angry Video Game Nerd and the Nostalgia Critic. At that time, those guys were becoming very popular on the internet with little to no budget and production value. They had no money behind the crap that they were putting out. It was very guerrilla style. A camera pointed at them, talking to a camera, bad lighting, little skits interjected into the stuff they were doing, very primitive special effects. But these guys proved back then, and I'm not talking about their current day product, back then, they showed that you can be someone who has no backing, no investment, right? No money, nothing. Just talent. You're funny, and you're a hard worker, and you can actually put out entertaining content that will be successful on the internet. When I actually saw these 2 guys making content, it inspired me because people had always told me that I was a funny guy, that they liked when I played. For example, I went to a Street Fighter tournament. I would be sitting there doing commentary when people were playing Street Fighter, and people liked that. Oh, you're funny, man. It's, that's cool that you did that. That you're here. We hang out with you. We have a good time because you're a funny guy in person. And so I always thought, is there any way you could ever translate that into anything? Probably not. And then when YouTube came along, and now you can broadcast yourself to the world without paying for production of being on a television station or having a TV show, but instead just putting a video out that everyone can just publicly see on the internet. Man, did that change the face of content creation and entertainment pretty much overnight when it became more mainstream, YouTube, that is. And so when I saw AVGN and Nostalgia Critic making content, it inspired me. And I started making content in 2008 based on that inspiration. However, there's actually another group that inspired me back in the day that I almost never talk about because they don't exist anymore. And this is a group that I actually have a little bit of history with over the years. I had a bigger association with them in my early days as a content creator, and then over the years basically did my own thing. I am talking about Screw Attack, or screwattack.com, okay, which doesn't exist anymore. You can't find them. They were sold off, assimilated into other corporate entities over the years. But back in the day before I was a content creator, Screw Attack was an independent gaming group of people who were passionate about video games and made daily videos about them. Before the era of live streaming, these guys were putting out content regularly that was very entertaining. It was daily news shows like Hard News, where they covered gaming news every day, okay? Skits and comedy bits that they put out that were all gaming related. Full-length, in-depth game reviews, okay? They were one of the earlier groups that did that kind of stuff. And in reality, I first discovered the AVGN, the Angry Video Game Nerd, that is, as part of Screw Attack, because at one point he was associated with them. He was part of their group. He had an exclusive agreement with Screw Attack. He would put out 2 videos a month. Screw Attack would have the rights to those videos to put them on their own site and give him a way to have that content on the internet, because at the time, putting that kind of content out on YouTube was a no-go. If you put that kind of stuff out on YouTube, you couldn't monetize it, and 9 times out of 10, it got hit with copyright claims. But Screw Attack was hosting their own stuff at the time. They were not putting content on YouTube. They were putting it on a different third-party site, and therefore they weren't hit with the same copyright issues and things that you had on YouTube. Now, in addition to that, later on, Screw Attack ended up getting a contract with GameTrailers.com. Now, how many of us remember Game Trailers around here? I used to actually be a regular at GameTrailers.com back in the day. They had really good video reviews of games, really in-depth. They would put out, big clips and everything of the games and everything. At the time, they were some of the best game reviews on the internet, I felt. And they had a ton of other content as well. Now, in the last 10 to 15 years, all of this stuff fell apart. All right? First of all, Screw Attack had a big falling out because there were 2 guys who were in charge. One was named Stuttering Craig, and one was Handsome Tom. They were the kind of co-founders of Screw Attack. They had a giant disagreement about the business side of things. They ended up breaking apart. Craig retained ScrewAttack.com and basically kept the business going with a certain group of employees, while others left with Handsome Tom and made their own thing called Game Heroes. And it didn't last very long. It only lasted a few years, and then it basically was retired, and that was the end of all of that. Screw Attack went on to continue to make content and had a new group of people who did stuff like hard news and stuff. While some people left, some people stayed, more people were added over the years. And basically, Screw Attack grew in prominence for a while and started doing some big things, okay? Like gaming conventions and the like. The AVGN got more popular and brought them more attention and prominence over the years as well, okay? So my association with Screw Attack is interesting because I actually was a fan of theirs before I ever made a piece of content for the internet. I went to MagFest 2007, and I've talked about this over the years, even though I rarely talk about it now. When people say, Phil, did you ever go on a trip that was like gaming related, but it was just for like relaxation, not a trip where you were a content creator or an internet celebrity and shit like that, but maybe you just went somewhere and had a good time? And the answer is yeah. You want to know the one trip I ever went on where I didn't make a piece of content at all, but I had a great time, was MagFest 2007, okay? That was a gaming convention in the early days of MagFest. Now MagFest still exists and grew in prominence over the years, and actually since then now it shrunk again. Apparently it fell out of prominence at some point. I don't know why, but basically back then it was the grassroots kind of a deal. Much like I had always been part of the grassroots Street Fighter community, well, they were kind of a grassroots kind of a deal when it came to gaming conventions. So I remember going to this Screw Attack gaming convention, MagFest gaming convention in 2007, and there was an arcade where you could play classic arcade games. I played Hyper Fighting there in person against a bunch of people. There was a console tournament, and I played in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike console tournament. There was all these panels and things going on. There was actual other events. And the guys from Screw Attack were there and said, hey, if you're a fan of us, come hang out. And I was one of the main guys who came and hang out with them all weekend. And at the time, no one knew who Darkside Phil was except for fighting game players because I hadn't made any content yet for YouTube. And I had a great time hanging out with them. This was actually before the falling out of Craig and Tom. So they were both there together, hanging out, having a good time. And there was actually a tournament, a Call of Duty Modern Warfare tournament, all right, held at the event. And I joined Team Screw Attack despite the fact that I had no experience in a competitive shooter. We got second place in the tournament. Pretty good. The only other people who beat us were an actual group of players who played competitively together. They beat us. Outside of that, we just came together and got second place. Okay. So, that was really fun, hanging out with those guys, meeting them in person. I was actually in some of the videos from MagFest 2007 that Screw Attack produced that year. I was in the content, even though no one knew who I was at the time. Okay? And then, like I told you guys, I was a fan of the AVGN. He inspired me to do content. Basically, what happened was, when I started doing my own content on the internet, I fell off from following all the stuff that I used to follow for a couple of reasons. First of all, I felt like if I kept watching the Angry Video Game Nerd or the Nostalgia Critic or Screw Attack, that I would, sadly, I hate to say this, I would be influenced by them. And the last thing I wanted to do was...
Finally, we have something else if I can tick off on a fucking card. Hate to say.
Burger.
There we go.
5 in a row. That's concerning.
We are technically... Well, we have, what, 6 free spaces left. We have 1 free space unlocked with Phil snorting 20 times. We're 2 more snorts away from a second free space. The amount of snorts Phil did back in the fucking day was crazy. So, yeah, technically we're only 4. I mean, we're 2 snorts away from being 4 away from a full house.
Whether consciously or subconsciously, start biting ideas, start biting mannerisms and things from other content creators at the time. I kind of wanted to isolate myself and do my own thing, and that way I could be popular for the sake of ideas that I had. rather than, oh, well, I saw Screw Attack do this thing, so I kind of going to bite off of that and do a variation or copy it, or, oh, you know, the Angry Video Game Nerd says this in his videos all the time, so now I start saying it inadvertently, because people even said back then, Phil, a lot of the things you say in your videos sound like the Angry Video Game Nerd. You're right, I was heavily influenced by him, so I was saying things in my videos that sounded like him, okay?
You're going to shout out to plagiarism, I guess.
So, all that being said, okay, when I became a content creator in 2008, I basically shut myself off to all of it. I stopped following all of it. And literally, it was like dead stop. It wasn't like, oh, I still follow here. Dead stop. And I was a huge fan of the AVGN. I loved all of his videos. I had them all archived. I used to have a Zoom, a Microsoft Zoom, that I put all his videos on, and I would watch them constantly as entertainment. If I was traveling to a Street Fighter tournament or, you know, whatever, you know, I'd watch them constantly. I thought they were funny or inspirational to me, okay? And it's just dead stop. Didn't follow any of it anymore. The other reason really is because when I became a content creator and I decided I was gonna try to make it work and or, you know, put real investment into it, I basically became so busy with my own stuff that I just didn't have time to follow other people's crap anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was so 100%, here was my schedule. Wake up, go to my office job, come home from my office job, play games for 2-3 hours a night, upload, follow those videos, read the comments, interact with my audience, go to work the next day. That was my life. And then, you know, when I lost my job in late 2010, it was work every day, play through every game as quickly as possible, upload the videos. And quite frankly, there was a lot of sacrifice. There was a lot of things that were lost at that time. I felt like friendships fell off, you know, and a lot of negative things happened over the years when I basically became a workaholic. I didn't have a work-life balance. It was just work. My life was work. My life was putting out video content on YouTube. And to a lot of extent, I feel like a lot of the problems that happened to me over the years with personal relationships, for example, John Rambo and Howard. For me, when I hung out with those guys and made content, that was fun. That was actually my relaxing time, because to me, that was me not having to sit around in my own room, talk to myself all day playing games. When I did a video game playthrough, and I talked to myself on camera to entertain you guys, that felt like work. When I was hanging out with those guys and just shooting the shit and doing commentary with them, when we either played games or just went on trips or whatever, that was fun to me. That was actually like my fun interaction with my friends. They didn't see it that way, though. Over the years, what ended up happening was they saw, like, every time I wanted to hang out with them, all I wanted to do was put out content, work, to make money, when in reality, it couldn't be further from the truth, but that's how they saw it, because I was a workaholic. Like, everything I did, I could make video out of, right? So because of that, make a video, and it ended up turning off people, you know? Anyway, the point that I'm making about this is I got so busy with my own shit that I completely stopped following Screw Attack, Angry Video Game Nerd, all of that. The only other direct interactions I ever had with them over the years was that one year, and I can't even tell you what year it was, maybe 2012, maybe 2013, I attended a gaming convention in Philadelphia called Too Many Games, and I was one of the featured guests at this event, along with the Angry Video Game Nerd. Now, this was at the height of my prominence. I was very popular on YouTube at the time, so there were lots of people who actually came to the convention to see me, which was shocking to me, because I'm just a moron on the internet dicking around. Why would anyone want to travel to come meet me? But they did. They lined up. There was a panel that was very packed to the brim with people. I was very pleased with how it went. And the Angry Video Game Nerd definitely was the most prominent guy there, and he had a ginormous following. And I was kind of like the rinky-dink secondary guy. But I remember him being there, and I just kind of said hello casually to him, and we didn't even have a conversation. You know, he wasn't there nearly as much as me. I was there all weekend. He was only there like 2 days for a few hours. And that was it. That's like the only direct interaction I ever had with the Angry Video Game Nerd, was we were at the same convention together as guests, and I said hello to him one day. We were actually our tables were right next to each other. Excuse me. The only other interaction I ever had with the guys at Screw Attack, this was many years later. So Craig and Tom had the falling out. Tom had branched off, did his own thing, and basically retired it. Within a few years, he was out of content creation. Craig kept going with Screw Attack, and Screw Attack got way more prominent. For example, they brought in talents like Pro Jared, who ended up being a very big talent on the internet, got his own following or whatever. In addition to that, Death Battle, a show that just was one of the things in their repertoire, ended up blowing up on the internet and becoming a very popular internet piece of content that everyone followed. A lot of people didn't even know what Screw Attack was, but they knew what Death Battle was. Okay? So the only other interaction that I had with the Screw Attack guys was many years later. Screw Attack Gaming Convention went down in 2013, and I traveled to Texas, and I was actually one of the featured guests at Screw Attack Gaming Convention, which didn't make much sense because I didn't have any association with Screw Attack anymore. It was funny because I remember when Craig, I had lots of behind-the-scenes interaction with Craig, a lot of discussions and stuff about being an original fan of Screw Attack. They were called G1s. If you were a fan of Screw Attack back in the day, you were a G1. And I had a lot of interaction when I was like, dude, remember when we hung out in 2007? We had a great time at MagFest before I ever put out a piece of content. And look what's happened to me in the last 5 years. I went on to become a prominent content creator on YouTube, and I would love to come to your event and, have a panel and chill with you guys. I know you're doing the Iron Man of Gaming tournament. I would love to be a part of that. And after having some really nice conversations with him over a course of a few weeks, he agreed to have me as a featured guest at Screw Attack Gaming Convention 2013, which actually shocked me because I knew no one there was going to know who I was. I wasn't a part of Screw Attack for many years. I hadn't been in their content since like 2007, 2008. So how would anyone who had been following them in those years know who I was? And the answer is, no one did. When I showed up, the people who showed up for me were fans of me, but knew nothing about Screw Attack, and the people who were there for Screw Attack knew nothing of me. It was like completely separated, right? It was interesting. By the way, I ended up being a finalist in the Iron Man of Gaming, made it to the finals, was on stage playing, at that time, the HD remake of DuckTales, which was a new game coming out that year, and I played it ahead of time and stuff like that. It was a fun time. It was a good time going to that convention. And Craig, the only interactions I've ever had with Craig, he went by Stuttering Craig on the internet, by the way. That's his internet moniker, Stuttering Craig, even though he doesn't stutter. I think that's the running joke. Seriously the nicest guy. And I don't have a negative thing to say about the guy. When I met him in 2007, he was the nicest possible guy. He actually got me interested in part of the content that they put out for Screw Attack. He didn't have to do that. And he was like, oh, I'll get you in on videos. I'll let you be part of the panel judging a Rock Band concert. I'll let you join our team for Modern Warfare. I was like, this is awesome. This guy's cool, man. He's a really nice guy. And then years later, with literally no involvement with this guy, just reminiscing with him about, being an old school G1, okay? He lets me into his gaming convention as a featured guest. Tell me that's not one of the nicest guys you ever met, right? And by the way, he was nothing but nice the entire time. He set me up with a vendor table. He set me up with all kinds of stuff going on. He was just the nicest dude. Seriously. So I don't know about anyone else who says stuff, because the thing is, over the years, you hear, oh, I heard this story, that story. I don't know nothing about that. All I know is he's the nicest guy that I've ever, I had interaction with on the internet. Like one of the most honest, upfront, transparent, nice guys to me, okay? And I'll...
Wow. Okay, so let me just say up front right now, I have not watched this ahead of time. I think it's an incredible coincidence that he's fucking talking about side-scroller stuff and, Stuttering Craig. Especially one day after we finished talking about side-scrollers as well on, the members React thing. We done that Sunday we finished off fucking going over a side-scrollers interview. Like, literally, a day ago we did that, and now this is an old fucking podcast from Phil from December 2021. And he's singing Stuttering Craig's praises here to us. He's the nicest fucking guy I've ever fucking met. Jesus Christ, man. So yeah, this is... I didn't expect this sort of irony from this old fucking live stream, but this is gold. This is absolute fucking gold. And of course, how times have fucking changed now. Phil thinks they stabbed him in the fucking back and they used him for monetary gain and all that fucking shit.
Always have that in my head, that he's one of the nicest guys I ever met on the internet. It ain't gonna change because he was always like that, okay? So anyway, that was the...
Did you say that ain't gonna change?
Ever met on the internet, it ain't gonna change because he was always...
So yeah, Phil was dead set in his fucking ways and said, Stuttering Craig, one of the nicest guys I've ever met in an interview, and that ain't never gonna change. Yeah, you want a fucking bet? You want a fucking bet? A year and a half fucking later, he's monetizing the haters. He's pissing Phil off every fucking time I did that shit.
Like that, okay? So anyway, that was the last interaction I ever had with the guy. After that, I moved to Washington State, and that was pretty much the end of me doing anything like that, because I'm broke. Seriously, I moved to Washington State in 2014. I dumped all my money in the move. All of it. All my money to buy this place, to finance this place, to furnish this place, to make this work, to build an office, everything. Everything that I did, I put into this. I'm happy. I live my life out here. But that was the end of me having freedom of money, basically. After that, I was always in debt, and I haven't been able to go to a convention or nothing since then at all. Zero. That was the last... Screw Attack Gaming Convention was the last major thing I ever attended, okay? Now, over the years, people ask me about, oh, whatever happened to Screw Attack and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't follow it. I really don't know. I don't follow any of that stuff at all. So I really don't know what's going on. At one point, someone told me Screw Attack had basically been sold. That I guess what happened was Death Battle had become hugely popular. But outside of Death Battle, everything else kind of waned into obscurity. People weren't really watching the other stuff that they were putting out anymore, besides the hardcore longtime fans, while Death Battle was just this incrementally more popular thing going up and up and up and up and up. So I guess at some point, Screw Attack was bought out by Rooster Teeth. Rooster Teeth really wanted Death Battle as part of their content, so they bought it and essentially bought the entire brand of Screw Attack. And when they bought it, they liquefied it and said, no more Screw Attack. We're going to keep the people making Death Battle under our umbrella, but everything else is going away. And so Screw Attack basically was kind of like liquefied, gone. But the people who were excited for Screw Attack content over the years were disappointed that this was happening. So basically the whole thing kind of got started again as a new business called Game Attack, where people who originally were part of Screw Attack, including Stuttering Craig and many others, carried over and became part of this new venture called Game Attack, trying to do the same stuff that Screw Attack had done, plus. Okay? Now, I have not seen a single piece of content of Game Attack ever. I don't know anything about the content they put out. I don't know if it has anything to do with the original content. All I know is what you read online in, like, wikis and vlogs and shit about what people say about it, okay? But apparently, after a few years of Game Attack existing, okay, Stuttering Craig decided he's the founder. He founded, along with Handsome Tom, he founded Screw Attack way back in the day. He decided he was leaving Game Attack to go do his own thing. I don't know why. I didn't even know about any of this. And then it was about a year and a half ago, I remember, it was like the middle of 2020. On one of my streams, someone came and brought this up with me on a stream, and they were like, hey, Phil, did you hear about Stuttering Craig? He's going to leave Game Attack, and he's going to start his own thing on YouTube. What do you think of that? And I said, what the hell is Game Attack? What are you talking about? Stuttering Craig, I haven't heard about this guy since 2013. I was like, huh? So I didn't know anything about it at all, okay? It just kind of like blindsided me, that question. So come to find out, I looked into it eventually, and what happened was, in like the middle of 2020, for some reason, Craig decided that he was going to leave Game Attack, which is very odd, because he started the whole thing. He started Screw Attack, it got sold, then he went to Game Attack, but now he's leaving Game Attack. I don't understand the ins and outs of it at all. I don't know. Again, I didn't follow this stuff. But apparently he started his own YouTube channel. He tried to get people who were fans of his from over the years, the original G1s from Screw Attack, the fans of Game Attack, to come and watch him on his own ventures on YouTube. And I just happened randomly to stumble upon his YouTube channel this week. And basically it's about a year and a half of content he put up on there, okay? He started off doing daily podcasts, talking with people who he knew from the industry, talking with all kinds of people from all over the internet. Then he turned it into like a daily news show with drama segments and stuff like that, I guess trying to follow kind of the algorithms of YouTube and what was hot at the time. Then basically he started getting tons of criticism because he wasn't really covering video games anymore. He was talking about politics, he was talking about news, he was talking about all this stuff, and he wasn't covering games anymore. So then he completely, after like 6-7 months of doing one kind of content, completely rebranded and changed it up and said, I'm covering games again. Stuttering Craig is back. He's coming back to cover video games. Let's bring back that kind of stuff again. All right. But the point I'm making here is, like, I just, again, it's funny how I'm getting older, right? I'm 39 years old now. Holy shit, right? And I'm looking back at stuff that was part of my, I say my youth, even though it wasn't. Like, if you look, I was in my late 20s. But to me, that felt like my youth, because such a large part of my younger days were spent playing competitive Street Fighter, that when I quit competitive Street Fighter around 2007, it kind of felt like it was a re-beginning for me. I was now opening my horizons again to gaming content and stuff like that on the internet that I basically ignored for the longest time. So, to me, watching this, like basically kind of reading up on what happened to Screw Attack, what happened to Game Attack, what happened to Stuttering Craig, it was like the weirdest stuff. Because it was like, man, I'm getting caught up on a decade of shit that happened I'm not even aware of, right? Like I said, the last interaction I'd ever had with Stuttering Craig was 2013. Actually, I take it back, it was 2014. Because in 2014, originally I was in talks with him again to go back to Screw Attack Gaming Convention and be a repeat guest for a second year. But that's the year that I moved out here, and I said, well, it ain't gonna happen anymore, okay? So, basically, what ended up happening was he had this whole YouTube channel for a year and a half, and it basically failed. And that's sad to me, because this guy is the nicest guy. Like I said, he had talent. Obviously, he was the one who spearheaded an entire internet community of gamers for a long time. And for some reason, he wanted to start his own stuff, and it failed. He basically couldn't make it work. It wasn't making money for him or whatever. I'm not sure, because I saw many times, I guess during the year and a half that this channel existed, he put out a video saying, oh, I'm trying something different to finance the business. Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? It just seems like, to me, sad. Because I know this guy's a hard worker. I know this guy is one of the guys who started shit 15 years ago. And for those who don't know, he retired. He actually, back in September, he put out a big video, and he basically is like, I'm moving on. I can't do this anymore. I love making video game content, but it's been 15 years, and I tried my hardest. And it's time for me to move on to bigger and better things for the sake of myself and my family. He basically quit the games industry. And now he has a job completely unrelated to video games. Like, he just flat out left. after 15 years being an originator, one of the guys who literally inspired me back in the day to make content by literally just being nice to me. Like, just being nice to me in 2007 at MagFest. Inspired me to later on make content, you see? And I actually am really sad about that. Because this guy, I feel, worked his ass off for a very long time. And what happened is the industry changed, right? Look at me. Look how different I am today than how I was back in the day. The kind of content I used to put out, the kind of content I do now. I'm still enjoying games on a daily basis. But man, is what I do now different than what I used to do. You know what I'm saying? And I had to evolve. I had to change over the years. I never would have survived doing the stuff that I did 10, 13 years ago today. Okay? But this guy, you know, worked his butt off and was one of the originators of that kind of content. And the fact that he really, I don't know what happened over the years. Did he have a falling out with the people at Game Attack and that's why he left and ended up trying to do his own thing and he couldn't get that to work or whatever? I don't know. But it's disappointing to me because I know this guy was a staple of the games industry for 15 plus years. And basically, after 15 years, he had to throw in the towel. It's very sad. He had a 7-hour stream, basically saying goodbye to all of his fans from the years. And saying, I'm not coming back, basically. You know, I'm out of here. I gotta do something different for my family because this ain't working anymore. And it's just sad. But it's kind of bittersweet because to my knowledge, he's doing well. I don't know. But I hope he is doing well. And, you know, again, if anything I could say about the guy, anything that I would say is positive. I know all I ever had, Stuttering Craig, the only interactions I ever had with the guy were very, very positive. Nice guy, honest, transparent guy. And it actually pissed me off when I saw this. When I went to his channel.
Shut up,
again,
bitch!
a year and a half ago, one of you guys on one of my streams had brought this up. Oh, he's making his own channel. And at that point, I think I'd wished him the best. I said, I hope he's successful. I hope everything works out. And I went to his channel. I was like, damn, he's gone for like months. He quit. Fuck. That pisses me off, you know? All right, I'm just going to ban everyone. Seriously, because what we got here is a bunch of shitheads on the chat who are basically being dickheads to me because I'm trying to talk about something on the podcast that's meaningful to me, and they're being shitheads about it. So I'm just going to ban every one of you that's being a dick right now, okay?
Fucking hell, man. You could have called them trolls at least, for fuck's sake. Call them trolls, Phil, then I can take off a square.
Fucking serious. Like, what do you think the purpose of a podcast is? Really, can I ask you this question? What do you think the purpose of this is? So I can talk about these kind of topics that are meaningful to me.
Phil, what's the point of banning these people and then ask them a question? How are they meant to answer you when you fucking just banned them all? They have no fucking course to respond to you for asking a question. This is I hate it when Phil fucking, you know, he silences somebody can fucking answer back and then he'll fucking mock them and ask them questions when they have no means to fucking answer back straight away. Because Phil just banned them.
If you don't like it, why are you at the podcast, you fucking idiot? You can sit here and be negative to me on my own stream. Fuck off. Like, it's the Christmas fucking season. It's 1 week till Christmas. Let's be a dick to Phil on his stream today because he's talking about something that's meaningful to him, right? Really, fuck off. And grow up. Because I don't want to deal with your shit anymore. If I see nonsense like this, I'm just going to ban these idiots and fucking just move on. It's pissing me off. Anyway, the reason that I brought this up is because all the time, people come on my stream and say, Phil, another one bites the dust. Did you hear that so-and-so content creator, that so-and-so internet personality is quitting, was canceled, has ended, and you're still here, all right? And admittedly, over the years, I've been here since 2008, regularly putting out content for you guys on a daily basis. 13 years, on a daily basis, new stuff for you guys, okay? And I never stopped. I never let up. I never stopped. I've been a workaholic. Admittedly, now I do less because I have a family and everything, but I still put out way more content than a lot of people, okay? And I really feel that in some cases, it is something that I'm proud of, that I'm still here and I'm able to make a living and I'm able to do this and interact with you guys and have a great time, right? And thank you for the ongoing support all these years, because I never imagined when I was hanging out with the guys from ScrewAttack.com at MagFest 2007 that would somehow segue me into being a content creator that would change my life. But it's your guys' support over the years that have allowed me to evolve and change, your feedback, your constant criticism, but also your positive suggestions of how to change for the better, that have allowed me to still be here, you see? And it's funny, because Michael Caine just said, It seems like a lot of the time it only happens to negative ones who are mean to you for no reason, who brought you up in a negative light. It's like karmic justice, people who like razzed on me over the years, and then they end up getting canceled or failing or whatever. Craig was the opposite. Craig was one of the nicest people to me, and it actually genuinely makes me feel sad that he had to quit the games industry for whatever reason. It wasn't necessarily transparent, but he's not in the games industry anymore. He's doing something else as a job, and I wish him the best. And this is a case where the meme of Phil is immortal and Phil has out-survived another one, I actually wish that wasn't the case. I actually wish in this case that I didn't outlive Craig as a content creator, whatever you want to say. I actually wish that, you know, he again, with the experiences I had with the guy, he deserved success. He worked up his butt off many different ventures over the years. And it's sad to see him go like that. Because I didn't even know. It's funny because, you know, I used to have association with those guys and everything. And now, I mean, he's been gone for months. He quit in September. And hasn't put a piece of content out since then. And no one comes to my stream and even talks about it. Because no one even thinks about that association. While in my head, it's like, damn, that's so weird, you know, that happened. So. All right. Shoutouts. Money Creature says he might come back. People take breaks. Not the way that he said it. This was his big goodbye. Like I said, he had a 7-hour stream saying goodbye to everyone, saying thanks for awesome 15 years.
Oh, don't worry though. Don't worry though, Phil. He did come back after all, and not only did he come back, he invited you on his fucking show. Isn't he such a lovely bastard?
This is what I got to do for my family to provide, and it just doesn't work anymore. Doing games, I have to move on and do other shit with my life. So, at least, hey, I would be happy if he came back. I really would. All right. Some quick shout-outs. Money Creature did a $10 super chat saying, I started managing streamers and I've been wondering if you consider writing consoles off of taxes for business purposes or any other device on tax in regards to streaming. Money Creature, what I do with my tax stuff is none of your fucking business. The fuck would you even ask me that question for? Seriously, like what the hell is up with you? Seems like you're trying to get personal information. The fuck is wrong with you? Need for Beans did a $3 super chat. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Sun Ramen did a super chat and says, the trolls are voting for Skyrim. It's a long game.
Oh, trolls. He said trolls.
Burger.
Fantastic.
5 in a row. That's concerning.
There we go. We're going to run ticked off on the card. Fantastic stuff indeed.
Okay. I don't know how voting for a long game is a bad thing if it's a good game, and a game that people have asked for many years, so. Oh, Money Creature, that wasn't you? Oh, shit, someone's impersonating you. Oh, you know what? Here he is. Got him. I took care of it, dude. Yeah, this guy was impersonating Money Creature. So Money Creature's a regular on the streams. This shit had made a fucking name Money Creature and tried to make me think that that was the regular to get people, you know what I'm saying? What a dick. What a thing to do during the holiday season, right? Well, he's gone now. Money Creature, thank you for telling me and clearing that up, and I apologize that even for a moment I thought that was you who was trying to be a jerk to me. Thank you. Zoya did a super chat and says, janitors at Ubisoft should leave NFTs to the CEO. I have no idea what that means. Tom Willishow just said, hey, Phil, I just started working for the IRS. Can you please send me all of your personal information right now? Sure. Let me go right. Let me go ahead. Anyway. All right. So, guys, that's going to be it for the pre-stream today. Pre-stream podcast, that is. Different kind of show, right? Something different to talk about. And every once in a while, I likely will take you down memory lane with a show like this where we talk about a topic that's actually important to me from my history. Although it really doesn't apply to my current day content, it doesn't mean it's not something that's not meaningful or interesting, right? Like I said, I understand. You get people who are being completely dicks in the chat, like, what's Phil talking about? What does this have to do with games today? Seriously, people are just so fucking stupid. Can't you tell when something is meaningful to someone that maybe they want to talk about it publicly to the people who they associate with all day, every day, right? Like, you guys are the people who I talk to about games, about this kind of shit. My personal life behind the scenes with my wife is one thing, but when I'm talking about the games, the game industry, this kind of stuff, I talk to you guys about it. Why wouldn't I want to bring that kind of stuff up on my podcast that I do every morning? Do you not understand what a podcast is? I guess not. I guess you're stupid. If you complained, you must be dumb. Because why are you on a podcast that I do every day that has these kind of discussions if you don't want to be on a podcast? Boy, you're dumb. Holy mackerel. Okay. Anyway, guys, that is it. Let us end the pre-stream podcast and jump right into Halo Infinite's campaign and see what we do today. Sound good? By the way, who's the latest super chat? Because I didn't put him on the leaderboard. I forgot. Zoya. Zoya is the latest super chat. So let's go ahead and put him on the leaderboard here. Thank you, Zoya. No tips today. 0. So I have nothing to put up there, therefore stays at 0. Alright. All right. Let's do it. Let's swap over, guys. Good day, Elsky. Good to see you. How you doing? And Shane Forever, what's going on? Good to see you. Thank you for moderating today. Excuse me. All right. Let's get started. The Halo Infinite campaign. Like I said. Oh, shit. Where's the... Uh-oh.
I understand everything now. I know why there's this hate wave on him, and it's been on him for years.
Oh.
It's because
I was like, where's the controller? I can't turn the TV on. It's over here. That would be bad because my current television does not have an on button. I mean that. This TV that I they don't have an on button. I need the controller to turn it on. So if I lose this, my TV is worthless. Never seen anything like that before. Okay? Zoya did another super chat. Said, don't misgender me. It's her. All right, Zoya. Well, thank you for clarifying, and I apologize for any misspeaking or misgendering. I have limited resources, limited knowledge. I am a flawed human, indeed. And when it comes to stuff like that, when I was growing up, this is the truth, in the 1980s and 90s, when I was growing up being educated in school, it actually was taught to us that in the case that you don't know someone's gender, you always default to the male. We were told that. In English class, we were told stuff like that. If you don't know the gender of someone, you default it to male. That was actually in school, we were taught that. So that's ingrained in my brain. So instead of saying they, like I should, my brain is hardwired to say he. And it sucks because now things have changed for sure over the years. People say you should, if you don't know the gender of someone, you should say they. That way you don't insult the person if they're the other gender and they're offended that you would call them the wrong gender. But back then, it was very different. If you actually used they, you would get it wrong in school. This is true. You would actually get it wrong in school. You would be told, oh, no, that's incorrect. It was he. He is the English language default, and therefore you got the answer wrong. Yeah. Okay. So I apologize, Zoe. I really do. Like, I wish that I had... I get the feeling over the years it'll change. You know, it's tough when you grow up with one mentality and one thing you're taught over and over. It kind of gets stuck in your head forever. But I'm doing my best to adjust to modern times and not be an outdated old crotchety idiot. So I'll do my best, and well within your right to correct me on stuff like that. And I'll do my best to try to adjust myself and remember. Thank you. What happened here? Oh, here we go. Blueberries and bacon. Did a super chat telling me about. Did I hear Dr. Disrespect started a game studio? Yeah, that's old news. Like that was announced either like way earlier this year or last year that he was going to do that. And Lord knows people throw enough fucking money at him on a daily basis that he can afford it. Good on him investing his money in something like that. And hopefully it pans out for him to be a really good investment and maybe we'll get some good games out of it.
You know, it's a bit cheap to count it, but I'm going to tick off Food Talk.
Burger.
5 in a row. That's concerning.
That person's username was called Blueberries and Bacon. The username was food related. Phil discussed food. I'm ticking off Food Talk. I don't care if you think it's cheap. It's my fucking bingo.
You know, I've heard that he actually hired former game devs from both the Call of Duty and Halo franchises to try to put something together for like an original first-person shooter offering, which is good. So I actually wish him the best luck with that. I hope it works out, and I hope we get some good games out of it. The more competition, the better, right? Well, I've been talking recently about how these AAA studios, they don't have the competition. People just buy their shit every year anyway, and they just push out shovelware, and it sucks ass. And we need to have more competition. So let's have some competition. Let's have some great games come out from people who actually care about games, rather than people who just care about making money on games. And maybe things will get better, right? We'll see. Whoa! Wow! That loaded so quick. I thought I was gonna sit here for like 2-3 minutes to talk with you guys. This shit is ready. Wow. Okay, well, we're ready to go. I'm just trying to see what I got here in my loadouts. Holy crap. Alright. Oh, see, this is funny, though. Now, Need for Beans, before we start recording, he says, smart response, but don't tell me Dr. Disrespect cares about games. He only cares about money. Even if you could argue that Dr. Disrespect is all about the money, which I don't know, because I don't watch the guy's content, nor do I know anything about it, I would still argue that he cares more about games in the game industry than a CEO of fucking Activision, Bobby Kotick, or, you know, Yves Guillemot, who we talked about today, who wants to put NFTs in all his games. You know, this guy wants good games because he's a content creator, and obviously if good games are out, he can play them and make money that way. He makes money through the enjoyment of good games, while people like Bobby Kotick and Yves Guillemot, or whatever his name is, make money by nickel and diming consumers and adding no value at all, and they're happy about it. Like, literally, Eves was happy about NFTs in games. While everyone was telling him it's a bad idea, he was rejoicing that it's like loot boxes. So, okay. Are you guys ready? Here we go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen.
And that is then him. Well, we'll say that was the end of his actual fucking podcast. I mean, if it was a live DSP podcast, that would have been the end of it, essentially. Phil stopped snorting. He basically got all his fucking system at the 38 snort mark. So we have like one free space, which I guess we can tick at the top here.
Burger.
5 in a row. That's concerning.
There we go. And yeah, we were 3 away from a full house, which wasn't too far at all. It shows you how little Phil has changed throughout the years. This is from, remember, this is 2021, December 2021. Phil did a stream, and even though the format was quite different, there was no special Q&A segment, there was no, you know, it did have a different feel. Although a lot of that podcast was fucking boring as all hell, because Phil just basically kept talking about the same thing over and over and over again. Quite coincidentally, it was about fucking side scrollers and fucking Stuttering Craig. But yeah, it was an interesting blast in the past, and this was, you know, because Phil cancelling so fucking late in his fucking day, this was going to be, you know, I tried my best to try and get something different sorted instead, and I think this kind of, it was an interesting experiment, I'll put it that way, you know what I mean? And yeah, the alternative was just not doing bingo at all, and I thought, nah, I wanted to do fucking bingo. It wouldn't be right to fucking start off a fucking week, you know, a brand new Monday, and not have a fucking bingo going, you know what I mean? So I still wanted some sort of bingo in some capacity. And it was also, this was a bit of a, we got a few fucking golden nuggets from this fucking stream, because Phil fucking talking about Stuttering Craig so much in such high regard. Now, so we all know what fucking happened a year and a half later on when Phil was invited on to Side Scrollers by Stuttering Craig. And yeah, that didn't pan out fantastic for Phil, did it? That didn't go well at all for him, so yeah. So guys, I'm going to wrap things up there. I don't even have fucking otters. Let me get some otters prepared. Where are my otters? Give me a second here. Where the fuck are my otters? There you fucking are. Fantastic stuff indeed. Just give me a second here. Let me just make sure. There we go, there we fucking go. Fantastic stuff indeed. Otters are there in Vancouver Aquarium and are playing with their wee fucking inflatable toys and having a grand old time. Grand stuff indeed. Fantastic. So there we go, guys. So guys, thank you for joining me for this very impromptu, you know, bit of a chaotic, you know, stream of a blast in the past, watching Phil's old stream. And yeah, D-Dog saying, can I'm going to raid taking L's. Yeah, I can do that. I'll set up the stream so you can I'll send you all to the Taking L's live stream. But guys, before I go, I will remind people, for people that have become new members, bear in mind you can leave a comment on the members community section to nominate your favourite DSP moments throughout the years, and I will add that to list of things to react to. You know, so whatever your favourite DSP moments are from throughout the whole time he's been on YouTube, from your own personal favourite DSP moment, nominate that and we can react to it. You know, one of these little Sunday streams. If you're a member, of course, because obviously we got 10 new members thanks to D-Dog gifting them the other day. You know what I mean? So just a wee reminder there. I'll be back tomorrow for some more robust bingo antics, and I assume Phil will be here live tomorrow because it's his big special Halloween event, and I don't think he can afford to miss that. It would be in his best interest to fucking turn up for that, whether he is well or not, because this is his big hyped up marathon for Halloween, after all. He'll have a special costume and everything and all that shit. So yeah, got that to look forward to tomorrow for Halloween. But enjoy the rest of your Monday, guys. How you wish to spend it. I'm going to end things how I always end things, by playing Notorious P.I.G. contributions made by the supremely talented Pixar Animations. So remember, guys, I will live redirect the stream to Taking L show. So I'll see you guys in there if you want to go in there. And yeah, guys, peace out.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower? when you're showered in money, when you go outside and all of a sudden greenbacks start falling from the sky and you raise your face up, you're like, oh, you start dancing, you go, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Show me the money.
Read.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. And it's gone, just gone like that, in an instant.